So now there's actually advantages of saving on insurances and your payments for insurance when you tell them, hey, I got these protocols in place or these systems in place.
Absolutely. And it goes to this term tech debt. So in software development, tech debt has a different explanation or different definition. But from my perspective, when I'm talking to my clients, it's basically putting off investment in technology over the years. And then one day, whether it's a cyber incident, whether you're changing your line of business application, something happens and you have this huge cost. That's the interest in tech debt, right? Mm-hmm. So we want to constantly be proactive and looking at, it doesn't mean you have to be spending money all the time, but we need to see how your business is running, the threats that are coming in, and look, you might have to make an investment this year in this so that you're ahead of the curve. And then 3 years from now, it's not this huge hit, whether it's a cyber attack or a huge investment in a new piece of software. Always having that pulse on the business is really, I think, where we add a lot of value to businesses, because we speak that language every day. Mm-hmm. And they can bring a business problem to us and we can talk geek, speak geek, and say, okay, here's the technical solution to it.
Now, you mentioned at the very beginning about lots of people are thinking, you know what, I don't need to deal with this until it comes, which is what the general consensus about IT is. When I have a problem, I'll call for help. But what you're providing is more of a, well, let's keep you up to date. Let's keep you in front of the potential issues, so you don't have to worry about that stuff coming in. So it's more of a more proactive approach. So based on your experience and working with lots of different companies, how much do companies actually save in the end when it comes like on a, let's say, a ballpark range?
I mean, the savings can be enormous because you have to figure out the cost of downtime, right? Mm-hmm. So having a reactive approach to just the maintenance and the upkeep of a network, never mind the cyber issues, means that sure, you might run for 3 or 4 months with no outages, but what if something major fails and nobody's been looking at it? Well, that could basically take away any amount of revenue you've made in the last 2 to 3 years, depending on what's been affected, right? Mm-hmm. Then if you factor on the cyber attacks, which can basically lock out your entire business indefinitely until you pay, again, another huge amount of money out of pocket to a cyber criminal, I don't even know how to quantify it, to be honest with you. It could be in 100%, to be honest with you. But ultimately, what it comes down to is if you're the owner of a business, you're ultimately responsible for keeping that business up and running. And if you're hoping, and I guess I like to put it this way, hope is not a proper approach to running a business, right?
I think so. Being
proactive basically takes the employee or the company owner's necessity to constantly be on all the technology and everything, and let them focus on running their business, knowing that they have a partner that's handling that for them. They typically do it with their accounting, they'll do it with their legal, and they do it with their insurance. So just consider us that fourth rung on the ladder when it comes to IT.